Yo, what is up guys? My name is Patrick, host of EDH Brutality, and today we're going to cover some combos to finish off your next match at Friday Night Magic. So without further ado, have a sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Welcome back folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for dropping by and your ongoing support. My name is Patrick, host of the EDH Brutality YouTube page, in which I upload Magic the Gathering content and analysis every Sunday. Before we jump right into today's showcase, a quick and special thanks to patrons like you for making videos like this possible. You're watching episode 28 of Game Winning JANK, a series here on the EDH Brutality YouTube page, in which we discuss 3 janky ways to catapult your next match at Friday Night Magic. As always, timestamps will be provided down in the description below, and each interaction within today's video is not rated from worst to best or best to worst. After all, I'll let you be the judge of that. So to start things off, our first combo of the day happens to be Djinn Illuminatus. Coming at 5 generic and 2 blue or red mana, this 3/5 creature Djinn reads Flying. Each instance and sorcery spell you play has Replicate. The Replicate cost is equal to its mana cost. When you play it, copy it for each time you paid its Replicate cost. You may choose new targets for the copies, which in itself is quite the expensive card with a rather high ceiling. However, thankfully the card we will be replicating is free.
I'm free!
That's right, we will be replicating none other than Pact of the Titan, which is an instant speed spell for 0 mana stating. Pact of the Titan is red. Put a 4/4 red giant creature token into play. At the beginning of your next upkeep, pay 4 generic and 1 red mana. If you don't, you lose the game. So I bet you can already see where we're going with this. We want to replicate the Pact of the Titan an infinite number of times, or at least enough until we have lethal damage on all opponents, as well as some sort of haste enabler on our board or even in our graveyard through means such as anger. And there you have it, you have a pretty nasty combo that your opponents really won't see coming. Speaking of being unpredictable, what if I told you we can kill our opponents by killing our lands?
Say that again?
That's right, starting things off, we have Last Laugh. For 2 generic and 2 black mana, this enchantment spell reads, whenever a permanent other than Last Laugh is put into a graveyard from play, Last Laugh deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. When no creatures are in play, sacrifice Last Laugh. Now thankfully the drawback of the creatures can be negated with a simple Rite of Passage, which is a 2 generic and 1 green mana enchantment spell stating, whenever a creature you control is dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on it, making it a complete wash. However, it gets fun when we start sacrificing lands within overgrown estates, which for just 1 black, green, and white mana is an enchantment spell that allows us to sacrifice a land at instant speed to gain 3 life. So, trade offer. We wipe our lands, we wipe the board, we gain a lot of life, our opponents lose a lot of life, and we get a very large creature. However, we can do this all again if we just simply float the mana before sacrificing it through the likes of a Faith's Reward or even Second Sunrise. Honestly, if we just have enough lands, we'll outright kill them. And if we don't kill them, once again, we have a very large creature and a lot of life. So yeah, I really don't see where you can go wrong with this combo.
I'm just joking. There's a lot that can go wrong. There's a lot of moving pieces, but it's fun. And that's what we're here for.
Sounds like copium. I'm having fun though!
Speaking of fun, our final synergy of the day is another one to wipe the board. Well, actually, it's going to do much more than that. You're just going to outright win the game because it's going to wipe your opponents too. Starting things off, we have Cacophodon. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But it is a 2/5 creature dinosaur for 3 generic and 1 green mana reading Enrage. Whenever Cacophodon is dealt damage, untap target permanent. So what are we going to untap here? Well, it's rather simple. We're going to untap any land that generates 1 red mana. Or of course, if you're cheeky, you could always generate infinite mana if you have something like, Gilded Lotus. But we aren't going that route with this combo. You're probably like, Pat, how can I infinitely generate mana or just untap consistently if my Cacophodon is never enraged? Well, that's simple. We're going to use a Pyrothemia, which is a 2 generic and 2 red mana enchantment spell reading. At the beginning of the end step, if no creatures are on the battlefield, sacrifice Pyrothemia. Pay 1 red mana instant speed. Pyrophenia deals 1 damage to each creature in each player. And this is the tool we will use to not only board wipe everyone, but also drain all of our opponent's life. Because remember that card we just mentioned in the previous combo? That's right, it works here too with the Rite of Passage once again, allowing the Cacophodon to survive the Pyrophenia, ensuring we are able to untap and reactivate the ability as many times as we wish until we are the last person standing within our pod. It's a pretty straightforward combo, but unfortunately because it is much easier to spot. Of course, we will need to also sustain our own life totals with this synergy as well, so we can do so with a simple Wall of Hope, which is a 1 white mana 0/3 wall reading. Whenever Wall of Hope is dealt damage, you gain that much life, making it once again a complete wash for us and utter destruction for our opponents. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today's combos. What did you think of them? Of course, if you have any jank or off-the-cuff synergies that you would like to be showcased within the next episode, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Also, I'm trying a new format of my uploads here, if you can't tell already. Overall, I'm trying to streamline my editing process, as well as trim the fat on each of my videos, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on them. Once again, you're not here for me, you're probably just here for the cards. And you know what, that's okay with me. But if you do enjoy these uploads and want to stick around, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell down in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Somebody said, my name is Patrick, host of EDH Brutality. I thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.